Okay, this is part 2 of chapter 3, where we're now going to produce the chart. Here is the worksheet that we've been working on, and this is what we're aiming for here. We're aiming for something that looks like this. This is our chart. It's called a cluster chart. And here we've got the title of the tab at the bottom is Custom Column Chart, and we're going to create this. That's what we've done so far. So let's go back to our working document here. Down at the bottom, I'm going to change this tab. First of all, we're going to call that let's do 6-month projection, like that. And let's change the color by touching or highlighting or hovering over it. Right click, change the tab color to, what was it going to be? It was going to be purple. Okay, this one here. And then we'll do the chart and change the tab in a bit. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is define the data that goes onto the column chart. So I'm going to touch A3 all the way to the end of September here. Okay, that is a block of data. That represents what's going to be our x-axis. And then I'm going to hold my control button down, take a block from bonus all the way down to 13, and then over all the way to the G column, and let go. Now what's interesting about this is that the blocks are of similar size, not similar sizes, but similar shapes. If you look at this here, it goes from A to G, and here it's A to G in a block format. One thing you cannot do, and this is, I can't emphasize this more, is this kind of thing. Do not do this. Alright, so you've taken from A3 to G3, hold the control button down and do this. This is bad. Alright, see that? See the difference in the blocks? You've got a cell over here that's being referenced that's going to be referenced in the chart, but there's no corresponding other thing down here. So remember, these blocks have to be the same physical shape as each button. So I'm highlighting that. Now I'm pressing Control, highlighting this. Alright, so that's going to be the raw data that makes up our columns. Let's go to Insert. Let's go to our drop down here, which is Columns. And let's choose this one right here. Okay, and it pops up and says, this is a cluster column. Do you want to use that? I'm going to click it, and there's our chart down here. Now I want to move this onto its own worksheet, so you'll see that because I'm clicking on the chart Chart Tools ribbon clicks in. I'm going to go over to the far right and move that chart onto a new sheet. That sheet is going to be called Cluster Column Chart. Alright, Cluster Column Chart. Click OK, and there it is down at the bottom here. Okay, it has a little different look and feel than what we saw before, but we'll be changing that. Okay, there's our 6-month worksheet. Here's our custom column chart. Let's change that to green. So right click, tab color, and this color here, dark green. And you notice the color scheme here, when it's purple, when this is purple, you see the purple down here, it's the complementary. Alright, you see that? Complementary is opposites. You get that? Okay, anyway. Alright, I want to change the title here to make it more meaningful. So I'm touching the title icon here. I'm going to change that to 6-month projected expense. Oops. Projected expense, all capitalized. Okay, click away to make it set, and then go up to the little plus sign here on the right hand side, and that's where you can manipulate all kinds of neat stuff. So I want to add data labels. That's basically the labels right above each of the bars. So click on that. Okay. And there's your 27,000, your 9,000, your 5,000, and that corresponds with the y-axis on the left-hand side. Okay, and then click the plus sign to get rid of that. I think I might change my mind a little bit to get rid of these, because I think they're a bit too cluttered looking, and it's not too difficult for the reader to just scan their eyes over to the left to see approximately what that is going to be. So we'll change that later. The other thing you can do is that you can use filtering here. So here, if you click on the filter, it shows you what is actually being used. And if you hover over these things, you'll see which one corresponds to which. So there are instances where you might want to say, I don't want to show bonus, I don't want to show commission in this particular chart. And you'll see how it can be manipulated. All right, so take away bonus, take away commission, apply it, and look what happens there. All right, and then you would obviously change your title to reflect the fact that you filtered it and you're only showing certain expenses. All right, although it's showed down here in the legend. Let's bring those back now. Okay, and then apply. All right, see how that works? Now, I'm going to click on that again. I'm going to click on the Axis titles. Now, how do you get to Axis titles? I think it's over here. Add check element. Add chart element. Axis titles. No, that's not what I want. Sorry. Over here. There we are. Sorry, Axis titles. Okay. Now, there's a little right arrow here to indicate the exactly which ones you want. So I'm going to click on the little arrow, and rather than choose axis titles for both left vertical and the x-axis, which would be that one, I don't want that. I want to select just the vertical axis, that one there. Okay, and because you've done that, you'll see over on the left hand side it's got a box now that appears saying what do you want me to put in there. I'm now going to click on the X, the cross, to get rid of it. I'm going to go over here now, and I'm going to type a $sign, just a $1 sign. All right, so Shift F4, and it's really awkward to do, as you can see, right? I'm actually typing on the side like that, and there's your $sign like this. Now, some of the more savvy of you out there will be saying, well, that looks like crap, right? The $sign is on its side here, and there's redundancy because we've got these numbers here that show $signs. So what we want to do is we want to fix this up. So we're going to rotate this $sign so that it's horizontal, and we're going to get rid of these $signs in front of the numbers on the y-axis. So click on the X here. Not the X, the $sign. Right click, and then there's a Format Axis title that kicks in. Okay, and we want to find this little beast here. All right, size and properties, and this allows us to figure out the alignment of that little $sign. And I want to rotate it so that it's horizontal. And you'll see now on the left hand side it's actually done that. Okay. Let's X this out so it goes away, and that's that fixed up. Next thing, click on the y-axis anywhere like this. Right click, format the axis. Okay, and in this particular case we want to find numbers. So numbers is this one here, although it doesn't actually say it. Well, you get to it from the actual data part, and then down at the bottom you've got number. And I want to find the category here, which is right here, and I want to show it as just a number. Okay, like that, and that blows away the $sign. All right, if I had accounting then it would show it, but I don't want accounting. I just want a plain old number. And the other thing I want to make sure about is that I have no decimal places, because that would be too much visual clutter. And once you've done that, there's no need to press OK or anything. Just click the X and it will take it. Alright, so now we've fixed up that redundancy in the $sign here. The next thing we want to do is let's blow away these data labels again because they're too much clutter. Let's go up here to the plus. Data labels, uncheck that. Okay, look at the way that you can manipulate this. So if I check on this, you can actually talk about different ways that the labels are actually positioned near the bar, and there's even more options underneath in terms of which ones you'll be actually using. There's a huge amount of ability to do what you need. X out of this again, plus throw away the data labels, uncheck it, and then plus again. Alright. Now, I want to change, where's my thing here? Style. Alright, so the style I want to use is what we call style 5. Now, at the top here, just like in Word, PowerPoint, and Excel, you can apply different styles to the picture you're looking at, which is this chart. On the drop down, there's a bunch of styles you can choose. I want to choose style number 5, and these are just basic numbers. Look, if you see the pop-up, style 3, style 4, and this is the one I want to use, style 5. Once you find it, click it. All right, and that's what we're aiming for here. Okay. So there we go. There's our chart done. We have the legends at the bottom. We have that kind of fadey look. We've got the axis we figured out. I showed you how the filtering might work and how the data labels can be added or subtracted as you see fit. The last thing I want to do is I want to move this tab here over to the right hand side. The first thing on a worksheet should always, in a whole presentation or a whole use, is that the raw numbers should be at the beginning of the row of tabs here. So this number this here should be in front of the green down here. So the way I do that is I just touch it, holding down my left mouse button, a little black pointer kicks in, and you can move it around, and I want to move it to the front of the listings, like that. Alright, so the numbers are always the feeder. Alright, the numbers are always the feeder into the chart afterwards. It's never the other way around. Okay, so there we have it. That is the chapter 3 in the text, and chapter 3 showed us this is finalizing Excel. Now you're ready now to do assignment number 3, which allows you to produce something much like this. Thank you.